Yeah, so at the moment I've got the Fleischmann turntable just powered off a standard power pack, which is a digital power pack, but I would advise powering the turntable on a separate power transformer. So we've got no interruptions. If you have a glitch on the turntable, it's not going to shut down the whole system if you have a separate power supply, etc. I think that's how it works. So you can take power feed from the main track, but I'm going to have a separate power supply for this. Got it going into a basic analog controller, just the 2 yellow wires going into there, and the white and black go to the switch, yellow, grey and red from the switch go to, just connecting them up to the turntable. There we go, that's it. And I've got some maintenance hatches on the turntable, like as if in real life. You've got a hatch that comes up there with a pin to take off the actual bridge. And you've got 2 maintenance hatches for the motor, oiling hatches. And that's pretty cool the way they've done that. I think you can actually put a light in here as well, I'm not sure. Yeah, it's a very nice turntable. Just looking at my 1971 Fleischmann service catalogue that the shops used to use, and in here is a breakdown of the Fleischmann turntable bridge, spare parts, etc., part numbers. But what's really interesting is there's a motor. So that's a well over 40-year-old design, tried and tested. Yeah, so there we go. I'll just the switch that comes with it it's really good. It works really well. You just flick it and it flicks the bridge to the appropriate track perfectly. Very precise, beautiful control. If you flick the switch and move it up into, down, then it'll keep going until you're ready for it to stop. You just move it up like that. Perfect. Very nice. But yeah, quite impressed with the movement of it. I was going to oil, because it's probably not been used for quite a while, this. Quite a few years, it is brand new. It's probably about, I'd say it's over 10 years old anyway, probably older. But it works very nice. Now there's another feature on the turntable. It can be operated by hand, by disengaging the clutch, I think, somehow. I'm not sure exactly how you do it, but if you have a problem with the turntable in electric DCC mode, etc., and it stalls or gets stuck or anything like that, there's a little switch just there underneath the turntable, which I'll zoom into. And if you just knock that, press that, it moves. You can bypass the main switches and controls. Yeah, so we have the interface on the ECOS, and that will need to be linked to a dedicated turntable decoder at about £90. That's how much they are. Quite very expensive actually. Or you can link this to a Lock Pilot V3 decoder, but there's a modification that's needed on the turntable to do that, and it's a downloadable file telling you how to do that apparently. On the instructions it tells you in the ECOS manual that there is a way of doing it with just the Lock Pilot V3, which is a much cheaper way of doing it. So I'll have a look into that. Yeah, on the interface you just punch in, you just key in what track you want to go to, and it'll go to it, and it'll be displayed in the centre there once it's reached, or it'll change as it turns around. Really good. And you can turn it manually. You can interrupt a turn by pressing end. You can turn it 180 degrees. The other dedicated controller is an LDT TT turntable decoder. Looks like that. It's a true turntable decoder. It's very expensive though. It's about £90, and this is from A&H Models, and the guy here at A&H Models is Chris. He is fantastic. He's a highly knowledgeable guy. He's one of the most knowledgeable people I know out of all the model shops I go to and people I spoke to in model shops. This guy knows a lot of stuff, and he does a lot of digital conversions, etc. So A&H Models is a fantastic model shop. I've never been in there. One day I will do. I'll come down and meet you, Chris, if you're watching this. Don't know whether you listen to me vids, but anyway, I just thought I'd plug your shop. Alright. Yeah, so the idea of my turntable as well, which I've been thinking about, is I want to park that up in it on the turntable, but of course it's way too long for it to turn on the bridge. But so I figured it out. If I have a left hand point around about here, take this track up, feed it across into, say, this one here as the main entrance, then you can have the big boy going straight across the bridge into its parking place. Then all the other locomotives can fan out. I'll probably have the coaling depot here now, and probably leave the diesel refueling area there as it is, and the diesel refueling area over there as it is. Put a water tower there and a coaling station somewhere. Yeah, so that's the plan. That is the plan. Just need to get in the structure, which is going to be a real pain. Wow, this is a task and a half. But anyway, yeah, frames in. Putting on the loft flooring. Reason of using loft flooring to build the layout is it's extremely strong. Built on the frame, a thick framework like that, 2.5 inch by 2.5 inch nearly. Rough sawn treated timber and treated loft flooring, stainless steel screws. Reason it's good is because that section there will just slot into the edge of the next section on the edge of the layout, so it's easy to add module sections on. They're really good, it just interconnects. So you just strip away the bushes until we've got this nice edge running along, and then all I do is just slot that across now, paste, so it just pushes into position. Near enough, butts up close, nice and tight. Just got to do a few fine adjustments, but you get the idea of how that section just adds on. You always got to think about, especially fitting a turntable, is not to rush into it, because there's a lot of thinking to be done about the entrance and all the rest of it to the turntable, and I've just spliced off a small corner here. I don't know I was going to go this far across, and I'm going to join the next piece on shortly. Yeah, so most important thing is to take your time when you're fitting a turntable, plan it out, have a look. This has took me up to now over a week just to get to this stage, and I've not even installed the turntable. It's countersunk it, but that's due to work and all the rest of it and building the base. So in the instructions it tells you to drill out 340mm hole. There's no stencil and nothing or any guides to go off, it just gives you dimensions. Turntable is underneath where it recesses. It's 335, but it tells you to drill out 340. So as you can see, I've just got a nail. This is a very primitive way of doing it to get a more, a better line going round, because it's slightly bigger than the turntable. So just banged the nail in, measured out 240, 170 either way of the nail, and then just put a felt tip on the end. It's a really primitive way of doing it, but it's just a rough idea really. So I'll just go around like that, follow the board around, keeping it roughly. And that is just a rough guide. Probably wrong that actually, it's probably miles out. Let's have another look. Let's go around it again. That's better. That's more accurate than that one. As I say, it's only a rough guide this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Yep, that's about right. Just check 4 points and it is near enough. Okay. So I'm going to drill out that. I'll take the boards out and drill it out. It's coming off that. But the thing is, when you're doing something like this, is not to rush it. If you rush it, you just make mistakes. The most important thing is drilling that in the right place. Because once you drill that, it's tough. You'd have to replace the boards if you want to put it somewhere else. Luckily enough, I'm working with loft flooring, so there's just modules that lock onto each other. So if I did want to replace, it's just those two sections there.